ground and I live by the river to the imitation zone. Forget it, brother, you can go it alone. London calling to the zombies of death. Quit holding out and draw another breath. London calling, and I don't want to shout, but while we were talking, I saw you nodding out. London calling.
We're back.
Another week.
Another week flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, 4 points later.
4 points later from 6, top
Yeah.
of the table.
Top of the league. We can start that song again,
They were
can't we?
singing it last night, weren't they? We're top of the league.
It's so good to hear. So
Been a while, hasn't it? Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Ustream TV tonight. My name's Ian Taylor from the QPR press team. I'm joined by the one and only Brian Melzack, and we'll also be joined tonight by Richard Dunne, a man in great form, yet to concede a goal whilst wearing the famous QPR colours. He's joined us. We've got an exclusive interview with Joey Barton as well. Player of the month, Joey Barton, I might add, and a player who's really enjoying life back at Loftus Road. We'll also be looking back, as you say, Brian, on the win against Birmingham at the weekend, as well as that draw just less than 24 hours ago against Brighton. Competition to win a personalised signed shirt, Jack Milner from BetVictor, and that all-important stat of the week as we head into this weekend's game against Yeovil. But it's your show. We want your views. London calling at qpr.co.uk. You can use the social stream to the right-hand side of the feed. Tweet us using hashtag LCI, or why not give us a call? 07557 435 710. This is London Calling.
Equate is a natural energy drink containing only natural ingredients, fruit juices, ginseng, guarana, green tea and just a nip of natural caffeine from the green coffee bean. And there's enough fruit juice in each can to give you one of your 5 a day. Need a natural lift? Try Equate.
Brian, welcome along.
Welcome back. It's odd, isn't it? It did this time last night, buzzing, and here it's just so quiet 12 hours later.
You're all negative today?
Not totally negative.
4 points from 6, top of the table,
Yeah.
7 games in.
I think the expectations last night, I think we expected to get a little more out of the game. And here's a quick question I want to ask. Weren't sure if that ball went over the line or
didn't.
not. Okay.
Definitely didn't.
We talk about goal line technology. It's not going to come into the Championship for a little while, but take into account what's at stake come the playoffs and the playoffs finals. Do the rest of the viewers, listeners feel as I do that the goal line technology should actually come in for those games because they are crucial, big prize at the end of the day?
It's obviously in its infancy, isn't it, in the Premier League as well. So I think it's small steps, isn't it, with regards to goal line technology. But I agree, if that ball had been over the line last night, it wasn't. I've seen replays and I've seen
Everyone's been studying it.
Imagery as well. Definitely wasn't over the line. But yeah, I take your point. What's your views? 07557 435 710. We're going to start with a competition as we always do. Very, very, very easy this week. Just watch this clip, and all we want to know is, where does Joey Barton slot this successful penalty at our fans' open day? Is it option A, B, C or D?
London calling to the
We'll be revealing the answer later in the show, but like I said, personalised shirt to be won. Tweet your guesses using the hashtag LCI, and one winner will be chosen at random at the end of the show. Topic of debate for this week, Brian, 7 games into the season.
Yes.
We want to know people's picks for a top 6 finish. I've got the league table here in front
Nice to
of me.
see it, isn't it, as well? Makes
It
a
is.
change from last season.
I mean, look at that. Played 7, won 5, drawn 2, lost none. Impressive start. And you look at that league table, and Blackpool will probably be a surprise given the lack of resources that they've got there, and obviously the fact that one of their better players has joined us in the shape of Matty Phillips. Obviously, you've got a bit of a jewel in the crown there in Tom Ince, who's doing fantastic things for them under his dad, Paul. Leicester, Burnley, Watford are all up there as well. Reading and Wigan struggling.
They are struggling. You thought
Struggling
when they were going to come
slightly.
down, they'd bounce back, and of the 3, we've just shown that we mean business.
Wigan already 9 points behind us, albeit they've got a game in hand. And Bolton Wanderers, really stunned by their
It's the
start.
story of what can happen from the dizzy heights of the Premier League, and it's happened. Look at Wolves, and we've been saying this. Wolves. Look at us, quite a few years back. Premier League, a few years in the in the Championship and then down into League One. Manchester City, Leeds United, Sheffield United. Look at them, having just been taken over.
I must admit, we'll get slightly. We'll go into a bit more detail about the 2 games we've had over the last 5 days. But I was surprised when I came into work at 9:30 this morning. I was reading or looking around on Twitter and a few of the message boards, and there was a little bit of negativity after last night. You're in that camp?
Not totally. A little bit.
In that camp.
A little bit. I think it's the expectations. I think that's what it is.
If rewind the clock to the first week in August, and I say to you, Brian, after 7 games, we're going to be top of the league. We're going to be unbeaten. You'd say to me, well, fantastic, I'll take that. Now,
yes.
Is it due to the signings we've made? Is it due
I'll
to
tell you where it
the
is.
start we made? Obviously, people will see it maybe as 2 points dropped last night, and there is arguments for that. I totally understand that. But we were the better side again. Thought Robert Green had virtually nothing to do.
Virtually nothing to do, yeah. I mean, we've had the luck of the referees as well. We've been unlucky with offside decisions and the linesman calling offsides, goals, thankfully being disallowed.
Okay.
Again, with us as well.
Yeah.
It's gone against us, but we've got the luck where last couple of seasons we haven't had that luck.
So,
that offside goal.
We should have won 7 out of 7. Is that what you're saying?
I felt that we may have thrown it away at Huddersfield. I think last night, what we're lacking, and we all know this, and it's something Harry's going to be addressing, is that goal-scoring ability. We're lacking the strikers at the moment that are able to
and yet
to
we're
score.
still top.
Which I know, but we were disappointed. I think a lot of fans were disappointed last night. At home, we regard ourselves as Fortress Loftus Road. We want to come and see us win at home. And I think last night the expectations after the win against Birmingham on Saturday was to go ahead and just continue winning. And look, I didn't come out upset and unhappy, and I'm sure a lot of fans come. We're top of the league. You can't do better. Finish the league today, and we're promoted. You can't ask for more. But I think the points now, I've been saying this right from the start of the season, are the most crucial points. Because you get your injuries, and we've now got the injuries. Junior Hoylett's out, Andrew Johnson's out, Bobby Zamora's out, Neda Manua's out, and Julio Cesar. If suddenly he has to come in for some reason or not, he's out for 6 weeks. So
I'll take your points on board. I'll tell you what, before I grill you even more on that, because I take your points on board, but I still don't agree with you. Let's run the VT from the Birmingham highlights on Saturday. A nice 1-0 win.
Sent in from Spectre. Glancing flick on, it's hit the woodwork and cleared. Heart in mouth time for Queen's Park Rangers. Caught out in possession. Joey Barton. And Queen's Park Rangers to be punished here. They should have been. Really should have been. Burke. This is nicely worked from Birmingham. Good football. This is a B&M product. The ball is in the net, but it's not going to count. Deep from Barton. Sent back in off the crossbar, and Charlie Austin's put it in. His first championship goal since his move from Burnley for Queen's Park Rangers. The opening goal coming right after half-time. It's 1-0 all it's going to take. It could be 2. Brilliant! Well claimed in the end by Darren Randolph. Barton, brilliant effort! So unfortunate. Post to the rescue for Birmingham. Staring at a 4th successive win, Queen's Park Rangers. Keeping another clean sheet as well. Charlie Austin's goal, the difference for Harry Redknapp's side. Winners by a goal to 0.
Good 1-0 win that, wasn't it?
Essential 1-0 win.
Charlie Austin, first goal, delighted for him because he's been knocking on the door. For me, he's playing really well. I know he's not got the goals yet.
Yeah, he's not playing as a goal scorer. He's actually playing as a player with the team. He's not there sitting there waiting to knock that goal in. He's been really unlucky with trying to score. And I just think there's so much pressure on him at the moment to try and score. And the harder you try, the more difficult. I mean, last night that shot he took that skewed right.
Yeah.
You know, on any other day it would have gone in. He's got pressure. Everybody's watching him.
He is, but it's a pressure. I don't know him too well. He hasn't been here obviously that long, but I think it's a pressure that he'll certainly thrive on. I think the longest he's ever gone is 8 games at a time without a goal.
Okay.
So I think now he's got
well,
one.
we seem to be breaking records this season.
Yeah.
Let's hope one that we don't break.
And he was so brave, wasn't he, for the goal?
Yes.
When you look at it, I mean, he put his head where other people probably wouldn't.
Just shower back a little bit.
Yeah, it just showed how determined, how courageous he was, and his celebration said it all, didn't they? All the lads, they all joined.
You can see they're all celebrating.
All 10 outfield players.
All as one.
Great to see,
that's
isn't
what
it?
we want. Yes, it's the
And
right body language.
Somebody said to me as well that Rob Green ran halfway up the field as well to
Really?
to celebrate as well. So it just goes to show again. Don't like to go overboard on it, and people will say, "Oh, it's all you ever talk about is how good the team spirit is." But it is good, and it does go to show. But with all 10 outfield players,
you can't go overboard on team spirit because we haven't had team spirit, unfortunately, for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And look where it's left us. So I think team spirit is essential, and as long as we've got that, we'll stay top of the league.
What about Gary O'Neill? I thought he was excellent Saturday.
Excellent, really played well. Again, I think he's settled in nicely. He's worked his way nicely into the team. A steadying player as well. I think a lot of Harry's new signings have proven themselves.
What does surprise me a little bit with Gary O'Neill, and I'm as guilty of this as others are, I'm sure, when you go through, and we chat about it in the office, and I'm sure everybody does in their place of work, who's your best first choice QPR 11? Gary O'Neill probably wouldn't get him in his team, and yet you look, last night he was very good again. He featured prominently in our Man of the Match vote. I don't think he won it. We'll clarify that later. No, I think Richard Dunne won that. But again, he's playing really well. Still don't know what his best position, because he played wide, he's played central. But he's a heartbeat, isn't he? He's the heart of everything.
Well, when he
positive.
came on a few weeks ago for that first start, he was fast, he was in it, he was everywhere. What is his right position? I think Harry will work that out as the weeks go on.
Yeah, and a lot of, as is always the case in football, it's the strikers that get the plaudits, it's the attacking players that get the plaudits, but that was a 4th 1-0 win on the spin, a club record. Obviously, we've gone on to keep another clean sheet in the league, but a 4th 1-0 win on spin. Credit to the back. I was going to say back 4, but back 5.
Back 5 and goalie.
Outstanding. Back 4 and goalie.
Back 4 goalie.
Otherwise
I didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, credit to them, because
absolutely. Clean
some
sheets.
record.
It's a great record. It's clean sheets, and again, that gives the confidence. Confidence for Rob Green, for the back 4, confidence there, and for we want clean sheets. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If you've got clean sheets, at least you're going to come out with 1 point at best 3. So you can't go wrong.
We've got a great clip to show you now. This is from our new GoPro camera that we're using this year, which is a mini mobile camera, if you like, that you can put in a static position. We captured this great footage of Charlie Austin's winning goal. And we're offering it out to you. We want to know where you'd like to see the GoPro camera. So that was obviously placed behind the goal for the game against Birmingham. Last night we experimented by putting it on the bench because we wanted to get some goal reaction, but that never materialised. But we'd like to see where, behind the dugouts, I don't know, come up with some ideas.
Yeah.
We can put it anywhere we want. A couple of you have been on the social stream saying you haven't seen the competition. So we're going to play it again. All you need to do is tell us where Joey Barton slots his winning penalty, his successful penalty. Is it slot A, B, C or D?
Okay.
We're back.
We're back.
Sorry, I was half asleep
You
there
were,
reading
you
the
were,
script. I was told mics were on, but he didn't give me the old shh. But there we go. So yeah, A, B, C or D.
You've lost it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've
totally lost it.
It's been a long week. Tweet using the hashtag LCI and we'll pick one winner for a personalised QPR shirt at the end of today's show. Wednesday night, Brian, 0-0, Brighton. I don't want your negativity to start. Roll VT.
Rangers face Brighton with the home side knowing just a point would be enough to see them go top of the championship tonight, while the visitors are looking to extend their unbeaten run to 3 and keep pace with the playoff pack. Now QPR can break, and break with real pace as well, and they've got numbers making their way towards the box. One of them is Joey Barton, who's calling for it in the centre, but the flag is already up, and as Barton puts the ball into the empty net from Sean Wright-Phillips' centre, it won't count. Really was a lightning break from the home side, but Barton's celebrations cut off in their prime. Again, it's a dangerous delivery. QPR dealing well with what is a real threat from Brighton. It goes for David Lopez. Again, he tries to swing one over with that left boot, and the flag is up on the near side. The ball is in the net. Kasky put it there, but a foul given in the build-up. There wasn't much in it, was there? And Brighton may think themselves a little unlucky to be penalised. Barton goes back post this time. It was awkward, and Kuszczak was in trouble. QPR claiming that it may have crossed the line. Austin is appealing that it has done. It's difficult to tell, isn't it? Kuszczak perhaps given the benefit of the doubt, but no goal line technology in the championship yet. Barton once more. Is this QPR's last throw of the dice? Oh, it is, and it's headed over by Richard Dunne, and that may just do it for the evening. That the last action at Loftus Road. All square it finishes, no goals on the night. But Harry Redknapp's side do get the point that takes them to the top of the Sky Bet Championship.
Point gained, 2 lost. Talk to me.
Okay, at the end of the season, I'll tell you if it's a point gained or a point lost, because at the moment, I think it's 2 points lost.
Sitting on the fence.
No,
again.
2 points lost as of at the moment.
2
It would
points
have been
lost,
nice to have
okay.
seen us 19 points now.
Yeah. So 17 from 21. Though.
I'm happy.
Great start.
Fantastic
Great
start. But the sort of start that we were as fans, we were expecting a good start. You know,
plenty of chances. Well, not plenty of chances. Of the chances that were created, ours were the clearer cut. You look at Charlie's header in the first half, the one he sliced wide as well in the first half. Joey's free kick. Which,
well, Joey's free kick is a matter of time before they start going in.
That's something I was saying to Adam, who's behind the camera. I was saying to him during the first half last night. That's something that's certainly improved from his time in France. Is his dead ball delivery.
Absolutely fantastic. His corners are good.
Yeah.
And those free kicks, as I say, it's a matter of time, and he's going to start knocking them in again. Last night, quite easily could have been.
But one man who's obviously been integral in this excellent run of ours he's joining us later, thankfully, is Richard Dunne.
Yeah.
Man the match again last night.
Which is good, somebody on the back four.
It is, isn't it?
As you say, it's always, and I said also, it's always the strike. If you score a goal, you can play really badly, but you still become man of the match.
He's been obviously he's missed the whole year of football now. He's played something like 5 games in 2 weeks.
Well, you wouldn't know it, would you?
The Republic of Ireland games he's played as well. He's been excellent.
Absolutely excellent and strong.
Harry always said, whenever I talk to him about it, and I often do talk to him as he's wandering up to do his press, I often say, well, Dunne was great tonight. He said, he always says to me exactly the same thing. It was a no-brainer signing. He was stunned no one from the Premier League came in for him because he's been absolutely brilliant. But the injuries are piling up.
That is the concern.
I'll run through the list.
On.
Zamora, knee injury, 3 months. Johnson, knee injury, a few weeks. Cesar, hand injury, 6 to 8 weeks. Hoylett's obviously still nursing a hamstring. Not quite sure on the length of time, but I think he's closer to coming back than many of the others. And of course, poor Esteban Granero, ACL injury. Playing in the Champions League for Real. And you know, I know some people say out of sight, out of mind, but Esteban's a really good guy, and I know that there's a lot of guys.
He's still a QPR player.
He is. He's still contracted to us, obviously, and that's a big loss for Sociedad, obviously.
And obviously an ACL injury is a tough one to come back.
We've had a few, haven't we? Ali Fowling, you look at it.
You know, it's not, well, I've got to ask you, Nedum Anua.
Yeah, Nedum, we're still waiting on the assessment. It didn't look good last night, did it? I mean, we'll know more. I think they were.
I thought when he went over, it was actually his Achilles that had gone, because he was holding it a little further down.
Some were saying Achilles, some were saying hamstring. I think Harry confirmed after it was hamstring. We don't know the extent of it yet, but keep them peeled tomorrow. I'm sure Harry might reveal all in a press conference tomorrow morning if he knows what the situation is. But I think we're joined now by Jack Milner from BetVictor.
Good evening, chaps. You well?
Good evening, Jack. I'm just going to ask the guys to turn you up slightly. I think they have done. Yep. Jack, thanks for joining us again. Standing for Charlie McCann, but you're going to be our resident bookie now, which I'm delighted to say. We've finally managed to get rid of Charlie.
Oh, I've been trying to get rid of him for months, so people the blind.
We'll start with the odds on QPR to win promotion. How's it changed since the start of the season? We're obviously top of the tree, 7 games in, 17 points from a possible 21. What are the odds suggesting?
Oh, it looks like we're going to do our pieces. We went standout top price. We were 6-1 for QPR to win the championship, and we were 6-4 for promotion. I mean, we've tried to hold them as long as we could. We've been 4s, 7-2, with 2s a couple of weeks ago, and now 11-8 to win the championship, and 1-2. You're 1-2 odds on to be playing football in the Premiership next season.
11-8 to win the championship is interesting. I saw odds of 5-2, I think, with one of your rivals earlier this week. But obviously, we're back top of the league. We're top of the league, albeit temporarily after the win against Bolton and against Leeds. But we're there on level games now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, it just looks so organised compared to Forest, Watford, and Reading. They've all dropped points recently. They all look vulnerable. The QPR just look really solid, really organised and efficient, and it's hard to see them dropping points. I'm a quite smug Huddersfield fan, and I can take solace in the fact that we were only, one of only 2 teams to get anything from you this season. So it just looked hard to break down, in all honesty. And we're waving the white flag now, as said last week.
Jack, some people have been moaning a shortage of goals, and you can understand that, given that we've won 4 of the last 5, 1-0, and then drawn 0-0 last night. Did a bit of research earlier. I do a bit of research, believe it or not. Hull scored 61 goals when they were promoted last year, and in the year we were promoted, we scored 71 goals. What odds can you give us on QPR to score more than 60 goals this season?
Well, we're doing stages 60, 13-8 to get 60 or more. Like you said, at the minute, it's very organised and solid football. Happy with the 1-0 and 2-0 wins. It's 13-8 for that, and we'll also give you 100-30, 80 or more. There's goals in the team. We know this. Andy Johnston, Charlie Austin, plenty of attacking options in midfield. So I mean, if things start to click, you can see a lot of teams struggling throughout the latter half of the season with their threadbare squads. It is possible. We've just got to wait for everything to start firing on all cylinders, as it were.
Let's hope everything clicks. We're making a rare trip to Huish Park this weekend. First encounter against Yeovil in league football. What odds on a QPR win? What are the match odds this weekend?
Well, QPR 5-6 away from home. Yeovil only 1 league win all season. But let's be honest, Yeovil are going to be struggling to stay up. They are 6-4 to go down. Yeovil 19-5 to win on Saturday, 27-10 the draw, but your QPR 5-6, absolutely cracking price. You can get the half-time, full-time double result. That's 2-1 as well. So I think fantastic price. We're being very generous at the weekend. 5-6, fill your boots.
I'm sure there'll be a few people lumping on then. Deadline day signings, we've discussed these at length over the last few weeks. Obviously, Benoit Asare-Cotto looks like he'll have a place in the side going forward. Certainly over the next few weeks, depending on the extent of Nedum Anua's hamstring injury. What price can you give us that one of Nico, Tom Carroll or Benoit Asare-Cotto score this weekend?
Well, I think, as you said, Asare-Cotto is the most interesting, and he's the biggest price of the thing. You can get 30-1 for him to score.
I think that's quite a fair price, given Brian's nodding next to me. The way he bombs forward from left back, especially last night, that's an interesting price. What about Nico Kranjčar if he was to feature?
Kranjčar 9-1, and he's 16-5 to score any time. But like you said, Asare-Cotto, he's prone to a pot shot, and if he can catch a keeper off guard, he's 11-1 to score any time. That could look like a bit of value. It's definitely one for the casual punters to get involved with going to the match anyway.
Coming then, final question. What's an attractive bet with my £1 or me £5 this weekend?
Well, I'd advise you, we're doing both teams to score ACCA insurance back of the net. If you get 4 out of 5 right, we'll give you money back as a free bet in the week. But we'll stick again with the scorecast. We were so close last week. Put up Charlie Austin and 2-0, 3-0. We're being a bit greedy. We'll try and be more reserved. Charlie Austin 1-0 is 21-1, and Charlie Austin to get the first goal, and QPR to beat Yeovil 2-0 is 28-1. And come on, after last week, we've got to go one step closer, surely. We're willing that second goal in. to no avail.
Jack, appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you.
My pleasure, lads.
Thanks, mate. Speak to you next week.
Good luck Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
You're watching London Calling in association with EQ8.
A Crate is a natural energy drink containing only natural ingredients, fruit juices, ginseng, guarana, green tea and just a nip of natural caffeine from the green coffee bean. And there's enough fruit juice in each can to give you one of your 5 a day. Need a natural lift? Try a Crate.
Time flies. We're almost half an hour into the show.
We are.
We've
It
got
really
a big
does.
interview coming up with Joey Barton. We'll have a brief chat first, though, before we lead into this exclusive interview with Joey Barton. He's obviously been a busy boy this week. Obviously, he's been 2 matches already, and then he's got another match Saturday, like all the other players have. But I want to speak a little bit, or just pay attention to certainly this Right Behind Gay Footballers campaign.
He's right behind that, isn't he?
He's right at the forefront of his focus on changing attitudes in football rather than urging players to come out. This weekend, 21st, 22nd of September, all players that want to are given the option of wearing these laces, which are provided by Paddy Power. I think it's great work he's doing. It's been a difficult week for Joe. He's lost a very close friend in Peter Kay from the Sporting Chance Clinic, who obviously guided him through some really testing times earlier in his career. We spoke to him about it earlier, and this is exactly what he had to say.
Firstly, Joey Barton, QPR's AirAsia Player of the Month for August. Not a sentence I expected to be using. Did it surprise you how everything's happened?
Yeah, I think the QPR player side of it even surprised me, you know. There was a long period where I didn't think I'd pull on a jersey, as probably many fans would have the same ilk. But the weird way this world works, it's been a good start from us, and I'm really enjoying my football, really enjoying the rapport I'm building with the supporters here, and it's vitally important to me. I mean, every other club I've been at, Man City, Newcastle and obviously Marseille last year, I've had a great rapport with the supporters, and one of the blotches on my copybook was myself and the QPR fans had never sort of seen eye to eye, and thankfully this year, you know, they decided to support me in the Chef Wed game, and I think we've just gone from strength to strength. And I think, you know, performance wise, you can see that in the way I play, that it's vitally important to me there. You know, I feel at one with the fans, and certainly at this time, and certainly at Loftus Road, it's been magnificent, and long may it continue. As I say, it's just a start, but I think the whole team is feeling the benefit of the positivity from the stands.
You seem far happier now at QPR than at any time during your QPR career. Is that because the dressing room you returned to is very different to the one that you left?
No, actually the dressing room I returned to was very similar to the one that I left. It's the work that's gone on in the sort of short term to get to this point. When we came back, it wasn't ideal. There wasn't a great team spirit, you know, after the sort of relegation, as you'd well imagine. And there was still a lot of people in a little bit of limbo, you know, and myself being one of them. But slowly and surely over the last couple of months, those problems have started to air themselves, and those problems have started to be ironed out by the manager and by the lads themselves, which is always vitally important. And we're starting to build the skeleton of a great team spirit. You know, we're by no means the finished article. I think we're really still, as probably at any football club, you're really in a precarious situation, and you know, you hope that the players that come in buy into it. You know, all the players that have come in so far have bought into the team ethic. You know, they've bought into being a part of the group and stop being a team of individuals, which I think is what or certainly players have been guilty of at this football club before. And you know, the manager and the coaching staff and all the people off the field should take massive credit from that, you know, because they've been brave enough to make, you know, tough decisions, which is moving players on and bringing players in. And I think, you know, as I say, you know, it is the start, and you know, it is a club in transition, and albeit we're 7 games into what's going to be a difficult 46 game championship season. But the sprouts of recovery, the shoots of recovery are there for all to see, and long may it continue. And hopefully, you know, we'll be having a conversation in May about, you know, what was the turning factors and how it ended up going from strength to strength over the season. But let's not run before we can walk. And the old adage of footballing cliches of one game at a time definitely applies to us at this moment.
Okay, you're wearing rainbow laces on Saturday. You have for the last 2 games. Just explain exactly why that is and why it's something that you feel is important to be aired.
I just think it's important for footballers to have a social conscience. I think it's important for footballers to stand up for something that is maybe an issue or certainly can be an issue within modern day society. And if football can help bring down barriers or negate prejudices within society or within the sport, I think it's important that we do that. And I think a simple thing as putting some multicoloured rainbow laces in your boots and wearing them in a game is quite a simple gesture, but a simple gesture that if enough people do it can have a very powerful message and impact a lot of people's lives for the positive. And I think it'd be great to think that as well as players wearing them on the pitch, a number of fans will be wearing them sort of in the training shoes on the terraces, and we can make something that is an issue a non-issue.
It's to support anti-homophobia. You must be delighted with the reaction that it's received so far.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, in the first few days, there's been incredibly positive feedback. Probably a lot more positive than I thought there would be, because you're always mindful when you support a campaign like this that there's going to be always a few negative people who are small-minded and maybe a little bit set in their ways. And whilst there has been 1 or 2 of them, there's been a general feeling of positivity, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on Saturday and how many players wear it. But I mean, speak to a couple of the lads in our dressing room, they're keen to support it and they think it's an important message, and they can't wait to get laced up.
Okay, and very finally, just a word on Yeovil this weekend. An excellent start to the season, a point clear at the top of the table after 7, but this is a game where it's important that complacency doesn't creep in, a team that are new to the Championship.
Yeah, I mean, every team has to be judged on the merits. Every game is equally as difficult, as we found out on Wednesday night. Brighton were well organised and came to do a job. With QPR, we have a big target on our backs, and that's going to be for the next 39 games. We're the club to be shot at. Whether it's through the players we have or the wage budget, or the amount of money we spent, or whatever it is, we are the sort of big fish, and we're everyone's tip for promotion. And with that territory comes it almost being everyone's cup final. No doubt Yeovil will be buzzing this weekend to take us on, and we have to be mindful that we're in the right frame of mind when we go there, and that we do what we need to do and prepare ourselves correctly. And I think in the first 7 games, I think we've done that. We've not taken any game for granted. We've been together as a team, together as a unit, and I think that's shown with the points haul we have. We're unbeaten to this stage. I think what are we, 5 wins and 2 draws in the league, which is a great start. But again, I reiterate that that's all it is. It is a start, and 39 games to go, and we have to take it one game at a time, and that one game for us is Yeovil, and it's important that we get the correct result there.
The very honest and very forthright views there of
Yes.
Joey Barton.
And you would only expect him to speak the way he did speak.
Yeah,
Be honest with you.
fantastic stuff that he's doing, obviously, with the RBGF. But from a QPR point of view, he's been fantastic.
He's a new player.
Tell you what, I'm going to interrupt because this
Okay.
is Joe Hilton. Come on, Joe. You're saying any chance of hearing the opinions of Rangers fans tonight?
Well, phone
Is
in.
it still a phone-in show? 07557 435 710.
Joe, phone us.
Yeah, why not? Give us
Go
a
on.
call. A lot of people commenting on the social stream about Joey's interview. Annie QPR loving the Joey Barton interview, admire his honesty and very proud about it with the laces. Joe Hilton says this show should be 90 minutes. Not an hour's not long enough.
So 45 minutes each way.
I see what you've done there. Somebody says Joey needs to calm down and keep his cool. He almost lost it last night.
But he didn't.
Don't want him getting sent off. Yeah, you make a good point there because...
You thought at one time he was going to.
We've watched the highlights back again today. The first tackle he was penalised for wasn't a foul.
Yeah.
The second tackle was, and he obviously got booked for persistent infringement. And he did lose his head slightly for
Only
maybe
for
4 or 5 minutes.
Yes, but...
Came out from the second half,
Yeah.
and I thought it was excellent second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally reformed, in my opinion, reformed player, commanding that midfield.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, it seems a little too easy for him out there.
You do get that impression at times, and there has been occasions this season, especially last night, he took 1 or 2 risks because I think he backed his own ability in the middle of the park. Might have been a slightly easier pass on, but took the ball by the horns, as it were, and took the harder option. But he does. He looks
good. Loses the ball,
really good.
fights and gets it back.
And that for me is a really good point, Brian, because there were a couple of occasions. Sean Wright-Phillips lost the ball deep in Brighton half last night in their territory, and he ran all of 60, 70 yards and won it back and just gave the ball back to Rob Green, and we started another attack. And there does tend to be that teamwork that I suppose that they seem to be working harder is probably what I'm trying to say.
You can see the effort out there. Definitely. Just a quickie,
Go on.
the Whig not feeling too well. Brought himself down last night to see the game. Hope you're feeling okay. I know you took yourself off to bed today. If you're watching a little away from us there, get better soon.
Toyn Hodgkiss goes back to and reiterates what we said earlier. Barton's set piece, Barton's set piece deliveries have been superb this season. Already led to a couple of goals. Really good point. Obviously, one was Clint's away at Leeds. I'm trying to think of what the other one was, but I'm sure there was one because Toyn wouldn't be incorrect, would she? Guys behind the cameras are giving me no steers whatsoever. No, well, he's created 2 goals. Sorry? Charlie Austin. Yeah, very much so.
Yes.
Yeah, spot on. So,
well done.
Yeah, Joey's playing really well, obviously, and we're hoping to spend quite a bit of time with Joey next Wednesday for a couple of hours. We're looking to do a really good, extensive sit-down interview with him in Richmond at a location to be confirmed. So, hopefully that will be on the agenda. We're looking to get Richard Dunne on the line very soon as well. Somebody says, ask Richard Dunne whether he wants to get his captaincy back at Ireland or not and who he thinks should be Ireland's next manager. We'll try and put that to him. Obviously, we've got the competition winner to be announced. I can actually see who's won the competition here, but I'm not going to announce
Not
it
yet.
just
Leave
yet.
it a little longer.
Because Adam's told me we have to wait till the end of the show. He's a bit pernickety about that, isn't he?
Even with his shoes off.
Yeovil at the weekend, thoughts?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, we've got to go ahead and win that. We've got to win that game. As I say, I felt we dropped 2 points, so we've got to get those 2 points back. Got to go for a win. Yeovil, again, as we were just saying a few minutes ago, they're odds on to go down this season, and we've got to make sure that we help them this weekend.
Yeah.
We've got to go and win our games away. As a point at the moment still isn't enough against teams like Yeovil.
Be interesting to see what team Harry picks. Obviously, 1 or 2 injuries. One man who I'm sure will be in that starting 11 is Richard Dunne, and he joins us now. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you for joining us. I know it's been a busy old week like it generally is in the Championship. Top of the table after 7 matches. For a man who's only been here a couple of months or so, you must be delighted with the start.
Yeah, it's gone really well. It's obviously it's always going to be a very hard league, and when you're one of the relegated teams, I think everyone ups their game and wants to get one over on you, so it was important that we started well, and I think the points that we've got on the table proves that we're up for a fight, and looking forward to hopefully getting a promotion challenge going.
Looking back to last night, we've been having a discussion here at Loftus Road today in the office as well as on the set tonight. Is that a point gained or 2 dropped last night? How would you assess things?
It's hard. We want to win all the home games. I think it's important that you pick up as many points as you can at home, but like I was saying there before, teams up their game when they play against us, and especially when they come to Loftus Road, I think a point for an away team is a good result. So teams are going to shut up shop sort of thing and wait for us to break them down, and unfortunately last night we couldn't do it. We had a couple of near misses, but we just didn't get one over the line. But I think we just have to look on a positive, and we played reasonably well. We kept another clean sheet, and it's another point. But at the moment we look at it as a point game to think about is we need to go to Yeovil now, and if we can win there, well then it's been a good week for us.
Yeah, very much so. That would take us to obviously 7 points from 9. Just looking back to last night, how different, when you look at it from where we were sitting, Brighton play some good football, keep the ball well, play out from the back. Compare that to maybe Birmingham on Saturday, who were slightly more robust and maybe a little bit more cautious in their approach. Is that just the Championship that styles change from week to week?
Yeah, there's different. I suppose that each club has their own agenda, and some want to stay in the league, and some want to get out of it in the top end, and some are fighting to stay in at the other end. You know, so the players in different squads, I suppose, dictate how the teams are going to play, and I think Brighton are probably one of the few who will play that sort of football last night. You know, they're very comfortable on the ball and seemed really good in possession. You know, but without probably creating too much or causing us too much problems, they kept the ball well and never looked sort of flustered when they had it. Whereas the other games like Birmingham and Ipswich, they're more direct and they want to get the ball into the box, and it's more of a physical game. But we've proven, I think, so far, any team that we've come up against, we've been strong enough to withstand the challenge and stand up to it. And I think for us, just getting the different styles of football early in the season is going to be a benefit to us, where we know what to expect from every team.
Okay, not wanting to be the Bok, but you've played 6 games for us so far, and not yet have we conceded a single goal. Defensively, we're looking very organised and very solid, but what's the secret behind that?
I think it's just players who want to defend. You know, we enjoy it. We like tackling, we like winning headers, and there's quite a lot of experience between the back, probably 6 or 7 players. You know, we've played a lot of Premier League games as well between us, so we've sort of been around the block. But I think as a team, we've been really organised all the way through, and even from Charlie up front, who works his socks off in every game. And we know that if we can keep clean sheets, we're not going to lose games. We're going to be picking up points the whole time. So it's one of those where we'll probably concede. Well, we will concede eventually, and hopefully it'll open the floodgates at the other end, and we might start scoring 3 and 4 goals in games. You know, but at the moment, the way it's going, the defensive side of the team has been brilliant, and I think as defenders, and I'm sure the keeper as well, you're proud and you want to try and keep the goals against column as low as possible. But as a team, I think we should all be proud of it, and we've all worked really hard to keep the clean sheets. Defensively,
like you say, and you've just touched on it at length there, given a really good insight. It's really interesting. But Harry said that he still feels there's more to come, and I guess when he talks about that, he's talking about the attacking zest. Obviously, Nico Cranchar still to come in the side, Tom Carroll, still to show what he's fully capable of. Do you sense that as players that there's a lot more to come from this group?
Yeah, I think once we get the opportunity, when a game opens up, I think we've got the players. You just look at the names in the squad. There's some top players who can open up defences and score plenty of goals, and we're just sort of caught in a situation where teams are happy to probably not get beaten by us, so they're defending a lot deeper and defending in numbers, which makes it hard for us, and we've not been able to get if we can get an early goal, I think then the opposition will have to come at us, which will hopefully leave a few more spaces for us. But I think the important thing is just getting that goal in the first half, and then there's no doubt, like when the likes of Nico and gets into the team and Tom is playing, that we've got players everywhere who can create chances.
We've had quite a few questions in from the fans. I'm going to ask you one or two now. Winning games obviously helps, but have you settled into life in London with QPR, says Gary315 on the social stream tonight?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's the atmosphere in the whole training ground and around the place has been great. My family's obviously moved down with me as well, and they've really enjoyed the experience of living down here. But like you say, the results always help and make things easier and quicker to settle in. But everyone at the club has really helped. Everyone's been friendly, and even around the place has made friends, and it's been really enjoyable so far.
Next question is from QPRFC_W12 says, how does your body feel after playing 5 games or so in a matter of a couple of weeks? Are you happy, or is rest required?
No, I'm happy. I mean, I've missed I think when I played against Exeter, it was my first full game in 14 or 15 months. So from then I want to play as many games as possible now, really. Obviously today it's a bit tiring because it's a late night last night after the game. You can never sleep, so you're up till 3 or 4 in the morning just twisting and turning, and then a long day today. But I suppose all the players will probably feel a bit tired today, but we'll be raring to go again come Saturday. So I'm just looking forward and pleased to be playing in all the games at the moment.
You mentioned that about struggling to sleep, and Danny Simpson said as much on his Twitter account last night. Is that something that a lot of players suffer with in the immediate aftermath of a night game?
Yeah, usually it's you just get so pumped up and the adrenaline's flowing and everything, and then I mean, I suppose everyone probably runs at the minimum of 10 kilometres or something like that, and the adrenaline is still flowing through your body, and it takes a while for it to disappear. And most players will go home and probably just lie in the bed and just replay the whole match again in their heads and over, and what they could have done better or what they wished would have happened and stuff like that. So it's tough, and it's always hard then the next morning when you have to get up and go and training again, and you've probably had 4 or 5 hours sleep, and that's the hard part. So it's an early night tonight really, and then same again tomorrow, and hopefully we wake up Saturday morning all fresh and ready to go again.
There's been a lot of positive things said about the team spirit in the camp. How impressed have you been with it, and how big a role do you think that will play in the team's bid for promotion?
Yeah, it's been great. The atmosphere around the whole club has been brilliant. From the first day that I came in, we went to Austria and we had a really good group of players there, and we had a good time. It was hard work, but everyone really enjoyed it. And it's carried on. I don't think you can win promotion if your team's not together. It's very important that everyone sticks together, and somewhere during the season we're going to have some sticky patches, and if we're not with each other, it would all fall apart. So that's the important thing. Is it's great everyone's being happy when things are going well, but we need to make sure when things do turn against us that we all stick together, and I think that will be the important thing is how you react to defeats or bad results or whatever, and see if you can go again. I think at the moment it seems that we have the right sort of characters who are in the squad to be able to do that.
Char 55, we're almost there, Richard, and we'll let you go because I know you need some sleep tonight by the sounds of it. Char 55 says, what's life like playing under Harry Redknapp?
It's really good. I've really enjoyed it. I said before, I had a couple of opportunities before to sign for his teams, but never quite managed to get through. So it was great when he came in again in the summer, and I really enjoyed it. He just wants his teams to play good football and to win games, and he keeps things pretty simple. I think he trusts his players, which is always good, and I think it helps players to grow that when you have the full trust of your manager, and everyone knows the character that he is. He's a real bubbly man, and he's happy and he loves his football, so it's a joy to play for him.
Always good to hear. We've heard from Joey earlier in the show tonight, and he said there's no way that this squad will rest on their laurels, and there's certainly no way that we'll take the trip to Huish Park this weekend for granted. What kind of challenge are you expecting from a Yeovil side who have struggled so far on their return to the second tier, but have obviously got a fairly decent home record?
Yeah, it's going to be another hard game, and I'm sure for Yeovil, every game they're hoping that it's the one that kick-starts their season, and they're probably thinking, well, what better way to kick-start it than beat the league leaders, so it's very important that we prepare in the same way and we have the same mentality going into it, that first and foremost we're not going to lose the match, and then as the game progresses, hopefully we've got enough that we can create and score a few chances this weekend.
Would it be quite strange playing in front of what will be a relatively small crowd? I mean, you've played in front of probably 60, 70, probably even greater than that, 1,000 fans. How different would that be, and is that something as players you need to acclimatise towards?
You sort of look at it beforehand and think, well, this is smaller than a lot of the Premier League grounds that we'll play in, or a lot of the other Championship grounds. But as soon as the game's on, you don't take notice of what's going on around you or your surroundings. It's all about what happens on the pitch, and I think that's all you can worry about. I mean, it's great to play in the big stadiums and in front of thousands and thousands of people, but these are the games really where you need to be really at it and make sure that it's not. I mean, it's not an upset where if we were to go there and get defeated, it'll be a big setback for us. So we need to make sure that we're professional in the job we're doing and not worry about the pitch or the stadium or the dressing rooms or anything like that around us.
Well, you'll be pleased to know we're going to let you go now. QPR fans voted you their man of the match last night, so that will send you to bed happy tonight, Richard. Thanks for joining us this evening, and all the best for Saturday.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, thank you. Good night.
The thoughts there of Richard Dunne, live on London Calling in association with Equate.
Equate is a natural energy drink containing only natural ingredients, fruit juices, ginseng, guarana, green tea and just a nip of natural caffeine from the green coffee bean. And there's enough fruit juice in each can to give you one of your 5 a day. Need a natural lift? Try Equate.
Very softly spoken for such a big man.
Yes, absolutely. A little tired though, as he was saying.
So, but he's put in a hell of a shift for QPR since he arrived.
Well, you can see that.
You mentioned the Republic of Ireland.
14 months not playing.
I know, yeah.
And you wouldn't believe it, would you, when you see
I
him
mean,
on
I
that
struggle after not going to the gym for a couple of weeks, and you always feel a bit.
Well, you've got to get back into it, and it takes a bit of time. Yeah.
He's been great, and obviously he's earned his call up to the Republic as well, and he just brings that calming presence, also that physicality.
Yes.
Looks like he'll be playing alongside Clint Hill as well at centre half over the coming weeks. Obviously, we're still waiting to hear the extent of Nedham's injury. So, but he's been absolutely brilliant for us, and you've got to be delighted for him because he's missed such a huge amount of football over the last 12, 14
Absolutely, and that's
months.
so good that he's actually come back and it's coming to a team. And he was talking about the team spirit as well, which is something that is so important.
I think this is a really good point. Atkins Ranger, I know it's like the overused phrase of the summer at QPR by Harry Redknapp. He's the right sort. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, slotted in perfectly.
Yeah,
very much at home as a QPR player.
And like I say, man of the match last night, as voted for
and deserved
by
as well.
the QPR fans. Yeah, he's been.
Although they all played well, you know.
Oh, hang on. So now you're saying we played well?
No.
Come on.
No.
Here we go. Sit back on that fence again.
I know. I will
come
sit on
back
the fence
next week, doesn't he?
The team did as best as they could last night. Right? We didn't get the goals.
Yeah.
We're lacking a striker. That's where we are.
But I think, obviously Harry Redknapp's working around the
That's
clock.
right, and it's something that the club are openly admitting.
Yeah.
Harry's openly admitting. It's not one of these things, it'll come right.
No, Harry's working on it. I've been in the office today, not with Harry, but certainly other members of the staff here were involved in bits and bobs linked to transfers. There's a bit of activity going on, should we say. Whether or not we'll have news tomorrow, I don't know. I wouldn't be privy to that, but there's certainly
things are happening.
Things are happening. There's strikers on the radar, should we say? Irons in the fire.
Irons in the fire, and it's all these injuries that we're getting again quite early on in the season that we really don't want.
We asked for your topic of debate tonight in terms of who you think will finish in the top 6. We've had plenty in, but Brian, I'm going to ask you first. Go on, look at your list.
I'm going to have a look at the table.
Who's going to finish in the top 6 come May? Okay. Right, I'll give you mine first.
Okay, go on.
QPR.
Yeah, obviously.
In no particular order. QPR, Nottingham Forest, Watford, Reading, Wigan.
Okay, well, I think...
Whoa, that's 5. And I'm going to say Brighton after last night. I think they're a really good side, and I think they'll cause a few problems for teams this year.
Well, I'm definitely going to go for Watford. I think they feel a little bit cheeved that they missed out at the end of the season. I think Leicester City showing something that I didn't expect to see them up here.
They always seem to fall away though, don't they, Nigel Pearson? So.
Well, maybe this is the season they're not going to do so.
Yeah.
So that's I'm talking about Watford, Leicester City, Reading and Wigan. If they don't get their act together. I know that Leeds they beat Leeds last night in the 96th minute, but they haven't started off the season the way I thought they would do. Wigan.
What are your thoughts on Wigan? Because obviously they're playing tonight. I think they're actually playing now.
I don't know what the score is.
That will change everything. I don't really care what the score is, to be honest. But if they get an extended run in Europa League, obviously the Europa League is now obviously a league format, isn't it, at this stage? So they've got a guarantee of at least 6 games, if not 8.
Well, that would take their mind. I know it's a crazy thing. Do you take your mind? You're not going to take off your mind.
Because we were due to play midweek, obviously, which has now obviously been altered, and we're waiting for a date still on that one.
But again, that's a situation that, you always say, well, they're going to concentrate on the Europa League, and they may not be, but they want to win every game. And, if they have a good run in the Europa League, is that going to help them in the in the Championship.
Yeah.
But again, they haven't started off as brightly as I thought they would do. So looking at the teams I think they're going to be there, QPR, obviously I'd like to see us where we are at the moment. I think Leicester City, I think Watford, I think Reading will show something, and Leeds United.
Yeah. What about Nottingham Forest? Because
Nottingham Forest, they've got a lot of money behind them.
King Billy, as they call him at the City Ground, is back. They've spent quite a bit of money in the summer.
Yeah, they've got a lot of money. The
Jamie
new
Mackie
owners,
went there
they've got
as
the new
well,
owners
didn't they?
there. And
do you think they'll be up there and in the mix?
One would like to think they're a big club, and I think they need to get back into the Premier League again.
Not as much as we.
Not as much as us, but are they going to be looking there? But we've got some, we've got teams. You've got Blackburn Rovers, and they're big teams. So many, but the teams I do think I think Watford, Reading, Leicester City, Blackpool. Possibly.
Yeah, Blackpool started well, and
Brighton.
Tom Ince have got a hell of a player.
And Brighton, last night they seemed solid.
Yeah, and they were missing, like we were.
Well, they were missing 4 or 5 of their top players.
Well. Interesting, very interesting.
Of course, Bolton. I think they could be dropping through the little trap door.
I mean, the bottom of the league. I didn't see that, I must admit. I mean, they were poor when we played there, and we saw out to win fairly convincingly, didn't we?
And again, that's confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, very surprised to see them there. Tell you what, let's announce tonight's competition winner. We're just going to play the clip, and then we'll announce the winner soon after.
London calling to the
Option D was the correct answer.
Okay.
Bottom right-hand corner, slotted away by Joey Barton. Him and Brian Murphy do this every day after training for a fiver, a friendly fiver they call it.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the penalty shootout gets a fiver. Rob Walsh, at Rob Walsh with a HH ending, is the winner. If you could drop an email to my colleague Adam Holm, all the details on the website. You've won a personalised signed shirt.
Fantastic.
What a Thursday night
Absolutely.
for Rob Walsh.
Great, good on
He'll
you,
go
Rob.
to bed buzzing tonight.
And where's Joe Hilton saying, what's a phone in? And
I'm
he
still
hasn't
waiting
even,
on Joe
hasn't
ringing
even
in.
bothered.
Tell you what, Joe, if you ring in now, we'll guarantee we'll get you on air. You're moaning that, no, this isn't a phone-in show anymore. Give us a call, Joe. Adam over here's got his hands in the air saying, come on, somebody call in. Adam? It's not Adam, is it? It's Andy. I apologise. It's that time of the week again.
It is the time of the night, actually.
Drum roll, please.
Rangers have now gone 5 games without conceding a league goal. A clean sheet on Saturday would be our best run since the end of the 72-73 season.
I love a little stat of the week, don't you?
Yes, let's hope we can make
5
it
games
6.
without conceding a league goal. Clean sheet on Saturday, our best league run since the end of the 72.
That's a long time ago, isn't it? Just to think, you think, oh, well, to keep a clean sheet for 6 games isn't such a big deal, but going right the way back, 1972,
I know,
1973.
It's great, and we're obviously on a really good run.
What are the chances of us being unbeaten this season?
Oh, don't go there.
We were talking to Rebecca about that last night.
You're talking, it's the Arsenal.
Well, we were talking about that last night. Is it a one in a lifetime?
Let's not go there, because I think that is a real once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
To be honest, as long as we get promoted, I don't care how many games we lose, as long as we go up.
Yes.
Top of the table at the moment, looking good. Thoughts on Yeovil?
Got to go down. They've got to get at least 3 goals against them. There we are, I said it.
3 goals, 3-0?
Yeah, obviously. We're not going to let it in. We want a clean sheet. We want to beat the record of 72-73.
Yeah, I know.
We got a phone call.
We got a call, have we?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's
Just
his missus. Missus wanting to know what time he's going to be home tonight.
It might be a bit late if we got a call.
I don't know. We can do
over
time added on by the ref. Come on.
Andy, what are you saying to me? Have we got a call? Yeah, we got a call.
Okay, well, we'll just waffle on. It's not there yet.
We might have to give him a call back, though. So we'll.
Okay, wait till you make
what do they call it in the business? We'll fill for a couple of minutes.
We'll do a bit of padding.
I will just say, Joey Barton's coming up on BT Sport.
Yeah, not now. In a few
tonight.
minutes when we're off air.
Tune in at about 8:05 once we've finished.
Yes.
He's coming up. Busy week coming up again. Yeovil Saturday.
Yeah. What do you think, Yeovil? Come on.
We should go there and win.
Yeah. We need to win.
5 to 6 is a really good price to
Very
QPR.
good, yeah.
I'm
not a betting man, but I may go down and...
That looks a good price. I won't be betting because we're not allowed to bet on the Football League as employees. You certainly can.
Can you bet on the Premier League? That's what I want to know.
I won't get into that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's going to be a different place to go, obviously, isn't it? I mean, it's a place that very few QPR fans have visited because it's a first league encounter. It's a game we should be looking to win.
A game that
if
we
we
need
don't
to be winning.
It will be a coupon buster.
Yes.
Because many people will be backing us to win, I'm sure. So hopefully we can get that all-important win.
Get those magic 20 points. We're looking for a quick 50 points, you know, that's really what I was saying last week. We need to get that magic 50.
Yeah, get the magic 50 on the board and then build from there.
And then build
Would
from
you
there.
make changes?
Well,
We're
we've
gonna
got
have
forced
to,
changes. We've got forced changes.
Looks like Nedham will be out.
Yeah, so if Nedham's out...
Benoit comes in at left back, you shuffle Clint Hill across.
Quality when he came on.
I was going to say, we should talk about
didn't talk about
Benoit.
it. Quality when he came on.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to watch on that
I was reading
ball.
one of the forums earlier saying it was great to see a playmaking left back.
Absolutely. The
which
sort of...
was an interesting scenario.
And he's so confidence on that ball.
Yeah, he was really good.
Stroking that ball around, that control, that change of direction.
Nico Kranjčar could come into contention as well.
So in answer to that, there will be changes possibly at the weekend.
Possibly. Tom Carroll still to come in.
And we haven't got a call.
We haven't got a caller. Has he bottled it? Have we bottled it? Have we got a problem with the line? I don't know. He's calling in from America.
Okay, hi America.
Yeah, hi America.
Nothing wrong with that.
Glad you can join us. This has been London Calling in association with EQA. We look forward to seeing you this time next week.